Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Think Realty webinar series. Today is a little bit unusual. Normally at this point I'm introducing a guest, but today I've chosen to actually kind of go over some of the offerings here at Think Realty and what we can do for you. So a little housekeeping right now, just so you know, once this webinar is over, we will send this out to all the registrants. So if you can't attend all of it or you happen to miss it, you're more than welcome to listen at a later time. Also, if you would just keep any questions till the end, just write them down and we'll have a Q&A session at the end. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So today we're going to kind of cover who is Think Realty, what do we do, who are our end users, what are the opportunities at Think Realty to engage with our audience, some facts to help you be successful with Think Realty, and then of course, as I said, the Q&A session at the end. So first of all, who is Think Realty? So essentially, we're a media platform for real estate investors, property managers, private lenders, pretty much anybody in the real estate investing space. Just kind of think of Bloomberg for real estate investors. So we try to take all the different verticals of our industry, whether it be single family, whether it be multifamily, commercial, private lending, and just kind of push out news, content, and information to all of those to our readers and our users in all those different areas. And so we focus on education, investing strategies, networking, and just a ton of information that is relevant for any real estate investor or anybody in the real estate investing space. We achieve that in a number of ways, which includes the Think Realty magazine, which is the premier magazine for real estate investors. We also have a video podcast. We have events and so much more that we do on a daily and monthly basis. We also leverage partnerships to engage with more investors. So we have partnerships with IMN, which is a wonderful organization. They are one of the largest event providers in the world. And then, of course, we have a partnership with NARPM, which is a National Association of Rental Property Managers. They're an advocacy group for that particular group. And then Sherwin-Williams, of course, is one of our many distributors for discounts for all the investors that have memberships with us, which I'll go over later, and so much more. So we try to do utilize multiple avenues to really engage, educate, and inspire real estate investors. So who are our end users? I kind of alluded to that. Real estate investors, obviously, property managers, service providers. So kind of digging a little deeper with that, our primary investor audience is the single family industry, but really truly growing in the multifamily, the commercial, and other specialties. And so again, we try to push all those different verticals at the same time to really get a full spectrum for any investor. Also, the primary would be property managers. That kind of mirrors the investors. So obviously the single family property management side is the largest focus, but again, growing in the multifamily and the commercial area as well. We also work a lot with service providers such as smart home technology, virtual assistants, market and investing technology, and really a ton of information because there's a ton of information out there for anybody that's really wanting to learn and educate to help them make decisions on their investment properties and be successful and grow their portfolio. Now, of course, we do have specific products such as the IMN event guides, which I'll talk a little bit more later about. They have a very specific end user, and we'll kind of discuss that here shortly. So, what are some of the opportunities that Think Realty to engage with our audience? As I said before, the flagship obviously is Think Realty magazine. We have a ton of digital platforms such as dedicated email blast, newsletter, banner ads, webinars, and just a ton of stuff that can help you engage with investors. We have our investor review product. We also, again, we have the IMN event guides. We have the Think Realty video podcasts. We have our own Think Realty events, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the membership side. So first of all, the Think Realty magazine, we have about 35,000 print readers. Those are people that want to feel that old school magazine feel where they can open it up, they get it sent right to their home or office. They can open it up and read it and really get all the information. We also send it out digitally each month to over 350,000 investors. There's an email that's sent out to them letting them know that it's up and they can view it in a flip book. And so that really truly engages a ton of investors. The ads and everything is clickable. So if you do decide to go that route with advertising, those ads are clicked through directly to whatever page on your site you want it directed to. So it's just a bonus ability to really engage with them on a different level. As far as the distribution, the print version goes out in many ways, including obviously subscriptions and memberships. They're on the stands of Barnes and Noble across the country. We also hand them out at RIAs and meetups. We send them bulk to pretty much any RIA or meetup that wants a box or a couple of boxes for their meetups. We do that really, honestly, at no charge for them because we want them to be successful. We want to work with them and we want to be a partner for them. And so we feel that that is just a benefit to their members when they come to their meetups each month to get that magazine and be able to utilize it. And then, of course, we hand it out at our own events as well as other events across the country. The magazine is packed full of investing strategies, business tip, expert analysis, hot markets, and just a ton of information for anybody, and not just in real estate investing, but really a lot of business tips, a lot of business information that can help you grow your business, help keep your costs down, your expenses down, and just a lot of good tips for anybody that's operating their own business. One thing I do like about the magazine and pretty much every product we have, it is a very specific audience. I have a huge background in television advertising, and one of the things that really it does is it reaches a mass audience. However, generally about 1% or less people that are viewing that particular ad at any given time are ready, willing, and able to buy at that exact moment. And so with Think Realty, because we're dealing with a very specific audience of investors, that waste is almost non-existent because pretty much every investor is looking for that next deal, looking for that next property, is needing help in whatever area that can help them grow. And so there's very, very little waste with our products because it's such a niche market that we have really focused on, that we can provide that information to people for them to be successful. As far as our digital opportunities, again, we have two different versions of our email blast that goes out. We have a standard list that's nearly 30,000 strong. These are people that's been with us for the last 4 years, that welcome our products in each and every day, that love the information that we send out. They welcome it in their home and they want it, and they subscribe to everything we do. They subscribe to our newsletter. They, again, get our email blast, they attend our events, they read the magazine. Those are the people that are really, truly 100% engaged with our audience. And then we have a newer product. It's a premium list of 350,000 investors. We started back in roughly July of kind of navigating through that list. Once we narrowed down all of the duplicates and bad emails and the people that absolutely come right out of the gate and said they weren't interested in any of the products that we have. That's what left. What is left is that list, and we send out the magazine to them each month as a no charge. And so they're slowly but surely welcoming everything we do into their home and realizing that it's not just a sales opportunity, it's an opportunity for them to learn and engage and utilize the products that we have. And then, of course, we have the newsletter banner ads through our newsletter that goes out every Tuesday. We can also do sponsored articles on that newsletter. So you can write an article and we can post those up as well. Those will also go on our website. And so you can tag that back to your website and really truly engage with our audience at a deeper level than with writing articles. We also do webinars, obviously similar to this. We try to do those. We started doing those about 4 months ago. We're going to try to start doing a little bit more of them. Normally we bring someone on that's an expert in a particular area, whether it be private lending, turnkey, multifamily, whatever, and let them truly engage with the audience. And they have been very successful. And then, of course, we have the ability to put website banner ads on our site, just like a medium rectangle style banner ad that clicks through to whatever page you want. And you can do a ton of different things with that, whether it's push out properties, whether it's write some articles and have that banner ad directed to those articles, that information. Obviously, if you're doing events or webinars, you can push that as well. So there's some opportunity there to really get in front of a ton of eyeballs that are visiting our site on a daily and monthly basis as well. As we talked about before, one of the products we have that has really taken off over the last year is Investor Review. For 2019, we published 6 of these, and at this time we were focused more on specific items. So one issue would be a tech issue, one issue would be a private lending issue. And so based on the kind of the feedback that we've been getting, we really want to more focus on markets. So for 2020, we're going to focus on hot markets. So each month, which we will do 12 of them for 2020, which is very exciting, we will be pushing out different markets. So for example, January is a Dallas focus market. February is a Chicago focus. March is a Baltimore. And obviously we tie that to our Baltimore event, which I'll talk about shortly. And so these are handed out at not only our events, but other events. So we're going to try to tie each one into a particular event. So they'll be able to get eyeballs that don't normally engage with Think Realty. And then, of course, we insert it into Think Realty magazine. So you get all of those eyeballs as well on your product or services. There's 2 different positions that are available. There's a prime position, which includes the large headshot. In this example, you'll see Brew Johnson from Pierce Street. That is a prime position. That includes the full headshot there. And then the front inside cover and page 3 as an ad and article. The standard position is the smaller photos that you see on the right, and then a full page ad and full page article. So this has been, like I said, one of our biggest growing products because it's taking that niche a little bit further and really honing in on a specific market that's extremely valuable to anybody that's wanting to invest. If they decide to invest in Dallas, for example, they'll want to pick up that Dallas Investor Review and really kind of look at the expertise and the market analysis and the information for that particular market. So this kind of really narrows that target down even further. One of the products that I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier as well was the IMN. We've been partnering with them a couple of years now to produce their event guides for the real estate portion of their events. So a couple of single family rentals each year, several multifamily conferences that they do. If they do a technology conference in 2020, we'll be doing that one as well. Again, so the opportunity there is you can get on the front cover and purchase the prime spot. You can do kind of a full page ad or a full page article. They supply all the content for it. And then we just kind of produce it and put the advertisers in there that want to engage. And then when the event's getting ready to start, we ship those out and they'll be at the registration desk. So when you go in and you register, get your badge and everything for the event, that guide will be right there. So all of that information is handed out to the attendees, and they utilize that during the entire conference. So it's a great opportunity to really enhance that investment that you have at IMN with that guide that's going to reach them multiple times during the event, and then after the event when they're reviewing all that information, that's going to be in front of them again. And so it's a tremendous opportunity to really engage with that specific audience. So there's some people that really want to engage with that audience more than anything. So this is a great piece in order to do that with. Our next product is our Think Realty video podcast. We started this in May of 2019. We generally do release 2 podcasts a week. The video podcast is absolutely dedicated to real estate investing. You can download those on a number of sites such as Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, YouTube, thinkrealty.com, and on and on and on. And so these are roughly 25 to 30 minutes total. We bring on an interview person each time. Our host is Abi Golhar, which he is an incredible speaker, an investor, and really someone that is engaging with whoever's interviewing. He does a tremendous job in really bringing them along and talking with them and deep diving into issues with whatever space that they're in. So I highly recommend you check out that on the thinkrealty.com website. There's a button that says podcast. You can go there and listen to all the previous podcasts. As far as advertising, there's interview opportunities. There's episode sponsorship where Abi will actually live read a 15-second commercial for you and say, this episode is brought to you by ABC Company. And we also do something very unique. At the end, we can actually take video segments that you shoot as a client, 3 to 5 minutes on a particular topic. It must be educational. It cannot be a 3 to 5 minute commercial. Very educational. And then we kind of just attach those right after the interview. So when the interview is over, Abi will say, and here's a short video from ABC Company, and we air those. So it's really a great opportunity to connect your video with our audience, which is tremendous. So very unique opportunity there as well. And so I definitely recommend checking that out. One of the other things we do, obviously, is our Think Realty events. For 2020, we'll be doing 2 of them. In March, we'll be doing the Think Realty Baltimore event, which has quickly become our premier Think Realty event. For 2019, we had over 450 true attendees. That is attendees not counting sponsors. And then with the sponsors and their sponsor attendees, we were over 600 people strong. And so our Saturday consists of a full day of speakers and networking and education. And then there's a cocktail reception after that and Saturday evening. And then on Sunday, they do in-depth classes with our coaches. They can come and sit and learn and really deep dive even further into what they were taught on Saturday. And you can, with these events, you can meet real estate investors, private lenders, service providers, property managers, and more. And so it is a great opportunity to really engage and network with a ton of people that are in the industry. Our other event is going to be the Think Realty Atlanta event, which will be in September. This one is a more smaller, more intimate event. We have roughly 150 true attendees in 2019, and we use a little over 200 with the sponsors. And again, it's a full day of speakers, networking, and education on Saturday, the cocktail reception on Saturday evening, and then in-depth classes on Sunday. So for both of those events, there are speaking and sponsorship opportunities available. So if you want to check those out, you can go on the website and check those out as well. And we would be happy to have you at those events. The final area is, of course, membership. We have a premium membership. It's $10 a month, which very, very affordable. And of course, what you get for that $10 a month is the magazine delivered to your door every month. You get complimentary entry to our Think Realty events. So if you're a premium member, you don't pay for tickets. You get to come. And the biggest thing with this is you get discounts from major suppliers. So for example, I mentioned Sherwin-Williams earlier. You can actually save up to 40% off select paints there at Sherwin-Williams. They also, and a lot of people don't even realize they have flooring, but Sherwin-Williams is one of the largest flooring providers in the country, and you actually get significant discounts on all their flooring there as well. And so that by itself, just the paint by itself, would more than pay for the $10 a month. So it's a great opportunity. It really gives you access to the entire website, all the different lists that we have, the lender list, the wholesaler list, as well as everything else. So the membership is a great way to connect. And then, of course, it also puts you on the list for all our emails and our information. So you can kind of keep track of what's going on at Think Realty and what's going on with other companies. So it's a great opportunity to really, truly be on the edge of everything that's going on in our industry. So I definitely recommend for you to sign up for that. And you can easily do that at thinkrealty.com/join. So definitely sign that up. A few facts that we could go over. There are advantages to annuals. One, obviously, is pricing. If you sign up for an annual, you get the absolute best price on everything. There's definitely discounts for partnering with us long term. But there's also other advantages. One big advantage is if there's openings, every product we have, obviously, sometimes we don't sell out of that product, but we can't run a blank page. So sometimes we'll send you an email saying, hey, we have this extra spot in the IMN guide, and instead of it being X price, it'll be greatly reduced to this price. Or hey, we need an interview person for our podcast. Would you be willing to do that? It would be no charge for you. Just come on and do the interview. So there's great partnership style advantages to the annuals. You get first in and first choice on pretty much everything. Any new product we have, any new sales we have, we always send them to the people that we do annuals with first. So there's definitely some advantages there. And then one of the biggest advantages is like with any advertising medium, you really want to stay consistent and stay on a regular basis in front of people, so that annual really truly brands yourselves and recognizes yourself with the audience over time, and that's really what you want to do. Think Realty always tries to make it as easy as possible. So if and when you decide to advertise with us, a lot of the stuff that we do is automated, so you get automated reminders when things are coming up due. We have an easy agreement that we send over to you. You can review and sign it. Uh, we always take the policy uh, of making it as easy as possible on the client, because we don't want to cause more work on them than necessary. Um, in the end, whatever you decide to do, whether you decide to partner with Think Realty or pretty much any other company, I highly recommend two things that are most important these days is keep it simple, keep it consistent. I see some people, they'll write an email, for example, and it'll be 600 words in an email blast. And that these days, there's so many things out there that take people's attention. You want to keep it short, keep it simple, to where they can make it as easy as possible for them to respond. And then most importantly, stay consistent with it. 20, 30 years ago, the whole thing was branding. Everybody was branding. They would have their name out there in a million different ways, and just, eventually it was like Novocaine. Eventually it was going to work. And sometime late in the 80s, early 90s, it kind of adjusted to, we realized we could use 1-800 numbers and track everything we do. Or in the digital age, they track all the clicks and all the people that follow through. But over the last probably 5+ years, we've really kind of went in the middle of both those. So I've seen the most successful clients, not just at Think Realty, but in my career, they've kind of figured out that happy medium. And so they pick those particular products that they want to brand themselves with and really keep their name out there on a consistent basis, so much that when they do other things that are more specific, such as social media or email blasts or whatever, they can run those type of things to where the response rates tend to go up because they have that brand recognition out there. If that brand recognition is not out there, then running those type of deals where it's just response, 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 probably not going to work in most cases because you don't have that brand recognition yet. And so I would highly recommend whatever product you go with, whether it's Think Realty or someone else, that's definitely something I would consider. But Think Realty, all our products is a great way to build brand awareness over time. We know that most of the people we work with, as they stay consistent with it, as they stay in the top of the mind awareness with everybody that we work with, eventually that's going to work very well for them. And so I talk a lot about some of the clients that we have existing. I have clients that will tell me, before, 6 months ago or 8 months ago, I would go to an event and really nobody know who I was. And then all of a sudden, as I stayed with it and wrote articles and engaged with your audience, now all of a sudden people are walking up to me going, "Hey, I read your article last month. That was outstanding." And so it really kind of ignites a conversation with someone when they're coming to you about what you wrote or about what you talked about on the podcast or your email blast that went out and the information that you gave. It makes all the difference in the world. And so find that happy medium and really truly brand yourself, brand your company, and talk about those things. And so at this point, I can open up for Q&A. If there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. If there's not any questions, we'll end the webinar. Thank you so much for coming and attending this webinar. Look forward to having more of these in the future. We'll be having a few more definitely before the end of the year. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And again, I will send this out as soon as possible to all the people that signed up. And thank you again for attending. And if you have any questions or anything that comes up afterwards, don't hesitate to reach out and ask the questions. I'd be more than happy to answer anything that you have. I always take the approach of me helping you. And so even if you're not doing business with me, I come to you with 20 plus years experience in marketing and advertising. So if there's questions you have or you would like some input from someone that has the experience, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions just to help you and help you succeed. After all, that is our ultimate goal, is to help you guys succeed. So if there's anything I can help you with, just let me know. Thank you again for attending, and look forward to speaking with you again at a future webinar.